lock in a purse.
It was a fingernail file.
Right. Like I had a lock around here somewhere. When I think about it. Just
all right. Next up, this is Stacy. I don't know if I'm taking this from you online. You said that Pimp C is maybe he's a hater or he's just a horrible classic chooser though. So we're gonna do a series of situations though. There is a situation with Pimp C here though, y'all. So y'all gotta stay with us. There's going to be a series of things where Pimp C has decided he doesn't like this, but ends up being a classic song. So, all right, let's go to first.
Game-changing song.
Right.
Yes.
Video in Trinidad and Tobago. Pimp never made the flight.
And Pimp like, I'm not going to Trinidad. Shoot up got a video. He had just bought a new car. He had a new lady friend at the time. He felt he didn't want to leave the situation to go do the video. The lady friend is actually one of the people that's supposed to be in the video. So they looking for him. They looking for her. I'm the only one to know they together. So they never get him on the plane. They end up doing a reshoot. It's like, well, where is he? Like, he's in Miami. All right, well, let's go to Miami. You see him, the Benz, and the girl. That's how he showed up. They get dressed, they come out with mink coats. Literally, we on the beach in Miami. It's about 90 degrees outside. Jay-Z's like, you hot out here. Pimp looked at him and said, man, TV ain't got no temperature, and walked off. And Jay-Z looked at me and was like, your brother's a star. That's the only way they ever spoke about Pimp.
He was going to be who he was going to be in the moment, and he knew this was a big moment, so he wanted to come in a big way.
All right, that's part one, y'all. Hold on, we're not done. This is multiple things. This is not just one situation.
I'm just gonna say this. That what I would say is that I said if you're gonna be ridiculous, be Pimp C ridiculous. That's all I'm saying. If you're gonna
You gotta be. Hold on, and then we got Andree 3000 here now.
UGK verse.
Oh, of course.
Which
so good.
To this day, it gets played at weddings.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. First of all, at Draymond's wedding, we went crazy.
That was like the entrance.
Yeah, that was the entrance.
I don't know if you know that. So Draymond Green got married.
I did
and that
not
was
know
the
that.
entrance.
That was the entrance.
Hard,
they walked
man.
into that shit. My bitch would choose
By the way, the dichotomy of Dre going and then the beat dropping.
Yeah.
But okay, so I got a funny story about that. You know, rest in peace, Pimp. But I got a story about that. Pimp was so mad at me because they sent the beat and I, wrote my verse, put my verse down, and I took the beat out for me to rap. When I sent it back to them, Pimp was like, man, this motherfucker, man, this nigga gonna goddamn, this nigga gonna goddamn take my beat out. Like, who the fuck he think he is? So he was really mad at the choice that I made to take the beat. And then I don't know if it was Bun or somebody. They were like, no, but you understand, when that beat dropped though, it set it off. So it's almost like a setup. And
for you. It's
for him.
Yeah,
so it's like, so it worked. And once he got there, he was like, okay. But he was so mad at me.
All right, Stacey, you had coined this. Pimp C, literally, I'm going to quote you here in a second. Hold on, let me get this off the screen. You said Pimp C is the one that decides not to be good, understand, or be down with classic tracks. Quote unquote. This is
that was like quote unquote. I'm like, that's essentially what I said was I said, why does Pimp always hate these tracks that end up being classics? And I think I just went on to say, I'm like, it's just always funny to me that we have these scenarios where, because we all, aside from him and the showing up, shout out to Glory Velez, showing up in the white coat later on. With that, but we also know that
y'all youngins don't know about no Glory Velez.
Not about no Glory Velez. But we also knew that he wasn't that excited about doing the song in the first place, right? And then with this, and then hearing that with International Players Anthem, how he was, didn't like that. So shout out to Bun, shout out to Bernard. You got to have a friend that's there with you, your brother, somebody that you trust, that is going to say to you, hey, just do the shit. Just do it. Like, dude, just do it. And those times that he has just been like, hey, just do the shit. And it's been classic. And these are if you're a UGK fan, you know that these are the more commercial songs that everybody ends up knowing, right? Or, well, hell, UGK was the Underground Kings and then Big Pimpin'. A lot of people didn't know who they were until Big Pimpin'.
Until Big Pimpin'.
Right. So, and then with this, with International Players Anthem, the way that Pimp comes in on that verse, like the way that the beat drops, that's classic. But again, just that sometimes people don't see the vision. And they got to get talked into seeing what the vision is, and I'm glad that he was able to get talked into it.
And I think that was the last video he did before he died.
Yep.
Oh, is that his last video?
I think it was International Players Anthem.
Yeah.
Because I think he died a few months later.
Yeah.
So Scott, what do you think about all these Pimp C? I didn't want to be there.
Like afraid of the biggest moments, the biggest game changers of his life. But I can understand on the Jay-Z part, because Jay-Z being at how big that is, and it just seemed like Pimp just kind of wanted to stay in his lane and just didn't want to go.
He wanted to stay regional, baby.
He didn't want to be that big, he didn't want to be that big, But I don't know, man. I just crazy thing is I met Pimp C at the Palace like in '96. UGK came there.
Stop. I need to put a pin in this. You're telling this story. Hold on. Right now, you go with your Pimp C story. Go.
Yes, it was January of '97. UGK was there. They was there performing that Saturday.
Hold on. There's listeners that listen to our podcast literally that were not born, period. Yeah, when you're talking about being
I was in 8th grade.
Teenager, young adult at this time.
Yes, at the Palace, a skating rink. Saturday was high school night. Fridays was middle school night. So on Fridays, they'll have the artists come and like sign autographs. They'll do like a meet and greet. So they had, they came about, because it was open from like 8 to 12. So they didn't get there till about maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock. So they there for about maybe an hour and a half just signing autographs. So, I didn't have a long conversation. Just, to Scott, he was like, keep it pimping, man. That was all, next person in line. Yeah. But they performed the next night, but I wasn't old enough to get in that night though. That was when Riding Dirty had just came out. 96 with Murder. And One Day You Hear, all that had just dropped. This back when they had to do the meet and greets and go. They was probably in St. Louis one weekend, Kansas City. They was probably in a different city like every weekend doing a promo push.
Stacey, were you at any of these events at the proclaimed proclivities of '97 that Scott was at?
I would be at Saints, or I'd be at the Palace, but I was never there when there was an artist there. I was always.
You was never there when an artist there in either one of them spots.
It just kind of ended up being that way, I guess. Or we would go. We legit would just go shake.
Just go kick it. Just go kick it.
We went to go kick it.
I'm trying to rap a Mac 10 one night. Mac 10 was there with Who Banging Records. It was him and his brother. It was remember when he had the song Backyard Boogie?
Oh yeah.
It was a Mac 10 song called Backyard Boogie.
I'm saying it, I'm trying to think back then, did I ever see anybody that was?
You know who you saw, Stacey, but you didn't know who it was. You saw Nelly and them. You just didn't know who they were.
So definitely would see Nelly, and that's true. Or I'm trying to think, even I remember it was an expo. It wasn't the Black Expo. It was another Black Expo, but not the Missouri Black Expo. It was called the Sister to something Expo.
Oh no. It's the Kwanzaa Expo, because Missouri Black Expo is owned by the Black Expo. You talking about the Kwanzaa Expo?
I saw Outkast at the Black Expo.
It wasn't Kwanzaa. It was another. I'm telling you, I'm not. So remember, I told you, me and Samantha was selling Pope T-shirts when the Pope came. So the guy who that we were working for to do that, there was this expo that he did like 98, 99. I remember Donnell Jones came. He was one of the performers on whatever day. So let's say
Coming up
Saturday.
soon, y'all, in a second. But
Yeah,
keep
so
going.
like Saturday or Sunday or something like that. But like on that Saturday, Donnell Jones was there. I missed Donnell Jones because I was at my real job working. Second day is when I went up there, and we were walking in as the lunatics were walking out, and they were like, "What y'all finna do? We finna go to this car show." And we like, "You want to come with us? We ain't finna go nowhere with no lunatic. No, thank you. No, thank you." We end up spending like the rest of the expo kicking it with PD Wax.
Twerk that thing.
My brother-in-law used to be signing them back in the day.
So it's like this.
PD Wax.
PD Wax.
As
Back in like the late
the
90s.
story is, that's how you know I'm not making it up, because who tells a story about spending the day kicking it with PD Wax?
Yeah. I remember they had a compilation album.
PD Wax? Hold on. Stop, Stacey. So your brother-in-law was signed to PD Wax?
Yeah, in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, that's lit. So if y'all go online, if you can go, like, this is.
Hey, this cool ass Scott from the I Love 90s Music Podcast. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like it on the SOLC Network. You finna get all the real deal on the 90s, the 2000s, and the splash of that 80s. Do it right now, man, and I'll be your friend.